taken you from the Imperial City's prison, first by carriage and now by boat. To the east, to Morrowind. Fear not, for I am watchful. You have been chosen.
Wake up. We're here. Why are you shaking? Are you okay? Wake up. Stand up. There you go.
This is
You were dreaming.
my all-time favorite game.
What's your name?
I hope Bethesda never fucking touches it again.
Well, not even last night's storm could wake you. I heard them say we've reached Morrowind. I'm sure they'll let us go. Quiet. Here comes the guard.
This is where you get off. Come with me.
This is where they want you. Head down to the dock.
You finally arrived, but our records don't show from when.
The game is a bit loud. Let me see if I can fix that once I finish editing the character. Morrowind's customization options are obviously a lot more limited than in future games in the series.
Great. I'm sure you'll fit right in. Follow me up to
Take
the
off their
office and they'll
fanfic.
finish
That's
your
one of the
release.
best videos, Morrowind meme videos. Right, sound. How's this for sound?
Head on in.
Yes, we've been expecting you. You'll have to be recorded before you're officially released. There are a few ways we can do this, and the choice is yours.
Alright, good to hear. Make less 10-minute videos and more 10-hour videos. I'll try. I still have some ideas for shorter videos I want to do, though.
Very good. The letter that preceded you mentioned you were born under a certain sign. And what would that be?
Oh man, the music's killing the voice. I love the music, but it's a little overpowering there.
Show your papers to the captain when you exit to get your release fee.
Continue through to the next building and talk to Celestradus.
Well, quick try. I still do have a lot of long videos planned, so there's no worries there. The lockpicking minigame is quite a bit different in this from future titles as well, as you can see.
Speak freely, friend.
Oh yeah, of course I'll make the videos I feel like making. I honestly wish I had more time to, okay, who's watching me? Okay, there. Yeah, I wish I had more time to, do more, honestly. Oh fuck, did the game... How the fuck did that happen? I'll take those. I'll take that. Make a pure archer Morrowind. I haven't done that either. I've actually barely ever used marksman in Morrowind, surprisingly. Question: have you played Half-Life Opposing Force? I've played it, but I haven't beaten it. There's a guard that patrols this building, so I have to make sure he doesn't sneak up on me. Well, he's not up here, so that's... There we go. Have you played Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines? No, I haven't, but I did pick it up on, I think it was a Halloween sale on Steam recently. Well, back at Halloween, obviously. Yeah, I've been meaning to get around to playing it, but I just haven't done it yet. Better get to 100k and show up on EFAP. I don't know if I'll ever hit 100k. That doesn't seem too realistic to me right now, but who knows? Maybe one day I'll hit it. Have you played Saints Row? I've played the first one and the third one, and I enjoyed them both. I've been meaning to play the second one and just haven't yet. It actually really bugs me that the first one isn't on PC because you can only play, or I can only play it on Xbox 360. I still have my physical copy and a working console. It's just, it's a bit of a pain having to set up a console for just one game. So you'll hit 100k and I'll be here to see it. Well, you're more optimistic about it than I am. I will admit, until now, Morrowind is grabbing my view. Seems pretty good. Hashtag Creetosis and EFAP. I don't know if it'll ever happen, but hey, who knows? Yeah, Morrowind is a bit slow to start just because, well, number one, your character moving is very slow early on, so, yeah. But, if you can get past the first little bit of the game, it does open up, and it's a really good experience, I think. I mean, obviously, I think it's a good experience. It's my fucking favorite game. But, yeah. Would you say Saints Row 3 is more of an RP than Fallout 4? Yeah. It's funny enough. Saints Row 3 isn't an RPG, but it's more of an RPG than Fallout 4 is. According to Captain Kells, the Pridewind was built by the Brotherhood at Adams Air Force Base in just 6 years. How would they know how to build an airship? Bethesda magic is how they know. It doesn't... The logical consistency obviously doesn't matter to Bethesda. I remember hearing at one point that their power source for the Pridewind was stolen from Rivet City. I don't know how true that is, but if it is, it would definitely paint the Brotherhood in a far more negative light. It just works magic. Yep. That's exactly it. It just works. Don't think about it. It's like that Red Letter Media clip. Don't think about it. Just consume product and get excited for next product. That seems to be Bethesda's philosophy in general with game design. Don't think about it. Thinking bad. The taxman. You could get to 100k, but you don't seem to care that much. Getting to 100k involves following algorithms, spending a lot of time advertising, and partnering up. You seem like a guy who just enjoys making videos. Yeah, I'd say that's fairly accurate. My philosophy on it is basically if it happens, it happens. Yeah. Checkmate, atheists, yeah. Let me just place these highly illegal drugs on the floor before I purchase from you. What was that? Yeah, I think that's all I need here for now. Oh. Can't forget the drugs. So what I'm basically doing right now is my starting routine for every time I start a new game. It's basically to get a shitload of gold early on. Let's see, magic. Summon Skellington. Murder. That's no excuse. You'll pay with your blood. Why don't you play the best game ever, aka Skyrim? No. So this is actually a quest to find the murderer who killed the taxman and dumped his body in the swamp. Normally what you do is you report the murder to this guy, but he'll take the tax money back from you. So what you want to do is kill the murderer first, then come here. And that skips him taking the money from you, so you get to keep that, and you get the reward from him. So, we're not even out of the first town yet, and we've already got over 1,000 gold.
Speak freely.
Am I running? Yes, I'm running.
Think it'll rain? Want some?
Just very slow.
How interesting. A terrace.
Favorite Elder Scrolls race? I think I like Dark Elves most. On my very first time playing the game, and I was just a kid at the time, I found the Argonians fucking hilarious because they had these, like, just weird designs. They just had these weird designs. I ended up naming my first character, the Argonian, Squishy. Because, I don't know, I guess as a kid I thought Argonians were squishy for some reason. The Khajiits are cool too, especially since they get the Night Eye ability. It's very useful. Racist, I'm going to boycott. Kill all the Wood Elves. Like Fargoth. Anyone remember those old jokes from way back? Fargoth is the worst character in Morrowind. It's possible to save that wizard. Now that is interesting. I assume it's a levitation spell. What the fuck was that guy? Fall from the sky from nothing? Well, let me show you. That guy that fell from the sky developed a spell. A very, very interesting spell that, ironically, oh, here we go. Basically, it gives him the power to jump long distances, but, the acrobatics effect it adds to your character runs out super fast. So by the time you land, you just die. It's one of the many strange ideas they put into Morrowind that kind of make it unique. Because you don't see stuff like that in Skyrim or Oblivion. No, Morrowind's graphics weren't particularly great for the time, but what's more important, at least to me, is the world and stuff, the story. Morrowind doesn't really have too much in the way of characters, but you know, it looks fine to me.
Where would you like to go?
So fun fact about this game too, I'm not sure what the difference is with some NPCs, but there are some of them who won't do anything if you steal from them, like this one here for example. So I can just, and they won't do anything. I'm just straight up stealing her merchandise in front of her and she won't do shit about it. Actually, she'll yell at you, but that's about it. Oh, there it is. In terms of scale and engine, it was pretty advanced, though. Yeah. I had never seen a game like Morrowind when I was a kid, and seeing that they had this entire open world kind of blew my mind as a kid, because I didn't know such things were possible. And it was at that moment I realized that you could do anything with a video game. And I've always been fascinated with game development since then, and this game is the reason I want to make my own. So, a detail I like is the beast races can't wear shoes. They also can't wear closed helmets. It's a nice detail for sure, but it also can get a bit annoying if you're playing as one because you can't use certain gear. I'll take another one just to be safe. Come on, buddy. Come upstairs. Come on. Come on. I'm right here. Come on. It's not all vendors, it's just some of them that do that. Like this guy here, for example, if I steal from him, he'll report it as a crime.
Deal with you.
So what I'm doing is I'm drawing him upstairs here, away from his main stock area, so I can steal items that are worth like 5,000 gold from him. And since Bethesda works on the rule of 3, you have to wait 3 full days for him to become neutral to you again and not try attacking. And then we go down into the shop and just steal everything that has any value. And also notice how fast the resting waiting goes by here too. So yeah, this guy just literally has an item worth 5,000 gold just sitting here. And 5 darts worth 2,000 gold each, also just sitting there. And a dagger worth 4,000 gold, just sitting there. And this is why I start the game with this route, because you can get a lot of gold fairly early on, and just start buying levels so you can get into the like actual combat and stuff in the game without getting wrecked. And also, the last time I did this, when I was playing, I found another vendor in the same town that also has expensive items that you can steal. So, I'll be doing that after I take care of this here. Which faction in this game is your favorite to join? I think House Halalu, because they have the easiest accessible base out of the 3 houses, and it's also in the nicest looking area too. I'm gonna dump this iron armor for now because I don't really need it. And it's weighing way too much. That's better. A lot of this stuff I learned on my own. I've put countless hundreds of hours into this game on Xbox and here on PC. Like, my Steam hours only show 332, but I had a physical copy before I owned the Steam version. And here's another 380 gold just sitting there. This is from a slave trader, so yeah.
What do you need?
Also, I don't think he does anything if you steal from him. Let's see. Flynn, 100 gold. Yep. Some characters just don't do jack shit, and it's really nice. There's a place where you could see 2 strongholds next to each other. Yes, that... I know where you're talking about. One of them... yeah, there's, like, 2 strongholds, old, Dark Elf strongholds, like, up in this area somewhere. And they're basically right beside each other. One of them has a teleporter room, and one of them doesn't. Oh shit, you could just barely see the cliff racer up there. It hasn't loaded in, basically. We're going to ignore that for now. Ever try the Tamriel Expanded mod? Very briefly. I've been meaning to try out more of it, but I just haven't, for some reason. Sorry for the swearing. Yeah, don't worry. Swearing's fine. I think I understand why you're apologizing for the swearing. It's probably because it's not showing up in chat on stream. That's because YouTube has their top chat and live chat things. I have live chat on the top chat on the screen, just because I can't change that option with the way OBS is set up. If I wanted to have actual live chat, I would have to create a like a separate window of just chat and have OBS focus on that instead. Whereas the way I have it set up now, it's directed to the web page that chat is on. So, and it's incredibly obnoxious too, because I don't like the idea that YouTube can just decide for you what is appropriate to view and not. Ah, that's what he had here that was expensive. Here's another fucking, like, 8,000 gold, 7,500 gold. And there's no guard in here. Oh. Soul gems, too. So, we're going to get this guy. I have you. Alright, come get me then. What's Tamriel Expanded? It's a mod that's supposed to add the full country of Morrowind. Because in Morrowind, all it's in this game is the island of Ardenfell. But in reality, there's a giant country for Morrowind that's part of the main land. And yeah, it's definitely ambitious. Couldn't you display chat on a second monitor? I can. I actually sort of do with my setup right now. I've got two monitors. I have Morrowind on my left monitor, and I have OBS and the stream webpage open on my right monitor. So I see live chat on my end, but live chat just isn't showing up on screen. Right. I had to wait 2 more days.
Let's do some business, shall we?
Yes, let's do some business. Yeah, don't worry about swearing, dude. It's perfectly fine. In fact, I encourage it. Fuck, shit, piss, ass, cunt. Swear as much as you like. There's, basically no rules here. As few rules as we can get away with. Also, a fun fact for anyone who doesn't know it, Morrowind has a strip club in it. Yeah, just sitting there. It's not treated like a big deal at all, because it isn't. Now, the fun thing about this character is that she's trapped behind there. She can't get out. So I can steal all the valuable items in here. And she... Oh! She knocked me down. There we go. That's another 500 gold. Nothing there. Avert your eyes, chat. Avert your eyes. Oh yeah, I'll be talking about the settlement building in the next part of the analysis. I do like the idea of being able to build settlements, but it's just so poorly done in Fallout 4 that the system's basically worthless. Like, there's so many objects in the world that you just can't remove, and the options for building with are extremely limited, so all you can really do is make, like, ugly fucking crap shacks. Yes, the writer of the Lusty Argonian Maid is in this game. And a lot of people say that's an Oblivion, or a joke from Oblivion. It was actually originally in Morrowind first. So, huh. Yeah, don't worry about mistakes, dude. It happens. Fallout 4 put me so off with the beginning alone. I did power armor fight versus the Death Claw and stopped playing. Yeah. That entire introductory sequence is very off-putting to a lot of people, myself included. I still pushed through because I liked Fallout, but there's just so little about that game that's redeemable. Like, there's a few quality of life improvements to Fallout 4. I'll admit that. There's some good things they added to the game. It's just everything else is so overwhelmingly bad that it's not even worth playing. What is Lusty Argonian Maid? It's a book in these Elder Scroll games that's become a long-running joke among the fan base because it's basically like it's basically in-world erotic fan fiction. But yeah, I'm not going to be showing that. Like, there's nothing explicit in it, but it's just not something I'm going to read. I'm thinking about giving Morrowind another chance. Is it worth playing in 2020? Yes, absolutely. Get it on PC and get a couple mods for it. I know combat is one of the biggest issues with Morrowind for a lot of people who are trying to get into the game. And that's because the combat system where you could punch someone or hit someone with a weapon, you could see it physically connect, but it'll still register as a miss. And that's because in the code, it's treating it basically like a dice roll system, whether you hit or not. So that can be frustrating to a lot of people. There are mods that fix that and different issues to make the game more bearable for modern audiences, I guess. Yeah, a lot of people complain about the intro in Fallout 2. And I can see why. I can tolerate it myself, but yeah, a lot of people don't like the intro for Fallout 2.
We make a special trip this way. Say no.
Oh, by the way, for my first Morrowind character, Squishy the Argonian, this was the head I chose for him. Because it looks so weird. This game also had those infamous flying creatures. Cliff Racers, yeah. The Screech of Doom. Okay, here's another thing with this game. If you join a guild and you piss them off, you could get expelled from the guild. But there's a character in this building that has a lot of really expensive items just sitting out in the open, and you can glitch the game so she'll never return back upstairs. Now that's useful because there's a chest up there you can't open this early in the game because your lockpick skill is too low, and you probably don't have a spell that that can open it. So there's a trick to get her to be trapped basically on the stairs forever. So we're going to do this. Actually, yeah, I'm going to wait for now because our inventory is basically full right now. So I'll go sell some stuff, then I'll come back and show that off. And like with most games, when you sell to a regular NPC, you won't get the full gold value for items. So let's say I wanted to sell one of those potions to this guy. Let's say the potion's 100 gold. He's not going to give me 100 gold for it. That's because the whole speech and disposition and mercantile system. However, creatures in this game can be NPCs too. Or sorry, creatures in this game can be vendors too. And that means if you sell an item to them, they're completely unaffected by speech, by mercantile, by anything. So they'll give you full gold value for items. So if you plan on making a lot of gold in this game or selling a lot of expensive items, this guy right here is going to be your best friend. Now, typically he only has 5,000 gold. And this is the one single mod I'm running in this game, is it gives him a lot more gold than 5,000. Because it ends up being quite a long process trying to... yeah, it ends up being a long process buying and selling everything to this guy to make sure you get your maximum gold from him. So... yeah, this is the one mod I have where he has extra gold, so I can sell stuff to him without the fuck around bullshit. He also buys more items with this mod too. Vendors can be limited by what kinds of items they will or won't buy. And, this just makes it so he buys everything. So look at that. That's, how long now? About an hour of playing Morrowind. Just under an hour of playing Morrowind. I've already got, like, 35,000 gold. 34,961, just like that. Also, these guys won't attack you either. And you're going to want to kill this guy later on, because he has an ebony sword, which is worth a lot of gold as well. In fact, there's some items. There's some items up here which are quite expensive too. That's 25 gold. That's another interesting thing too, is you can take items from the world while you're in the menu here, just by clicking on them. And I think... Is it in one of the crates? Yes, here it is. A bunch of Orcish armor right here, which is worth even more thousands of gold. So... And most players would probably miss this building because you don't really have to come here for much in the game. $42,000 gold in under an hour. I wouldn't be surprised if it is the same sound effect as New Vegas for the potions.
Is there something I can do for
Do
you?
you need something?
Ah, a visitor. What may I do for you?
Alright, let's talk about her bet. You made a bet with whatever her name is, Fake Soul Gem.
I suppose I have a moment. What is it?
Oh, there you are. Forgot about that guy. It's alright, this causes her to walk downstairs. And if I do this right... Now, first of all, this is what she leaves on her desk. Soul Gem worth 60,000 gold. I believe she stays down there until you put the fake Soul Gem in. So you could just fucking pilfer everything. Put that there. Fake Soul Gem in. Yep. Alright, now we go outside. I'm going to save in case I fuck this up. Yes. And let's wait a day. Or I think she might have to be on her way back for it to work. But, yeah. Thank you. Yeah, I'm surprised at reaching 1,000. So is she stuck here? Or is she gonna move? I just want to make sure. Nope, she's coming. Okay. Let's wait. For whatever reason, this breaks her AI and she'll just remain on the stairs forever. Yeah, we got it.
I'm listening.
Alright. So next what we want to do is get one of the most OP items. Well, it's not necessarily one of the most OP, but it's extremely useful. And that's the Amulet of Shadows. There's two types of invisibility spells in this game. Number one is invisibility, which anytime you interact with an object while invisible, it'll break the invisibility. So it's mostly for escaping from creatures. The one you really want is Chameleon, which will make you invisible and you can interact with stuff while invisible. And Amulet of Shadows is exactly that. And that's why I brought our lizard buddy along. Because at level 1, I still can't fight those characters. They'll beat the shit out of me. So, I've got him to back me up. Travel. Does the mud crab merchant also buy items at true value? Yes, he does, but he's so far out of the way that it's just hard to find him and not really worth it, in my opinion. And I think he also buys less kinds of items than Creeper does. In fact, if you're going to go so far as to mod Creeper, you could just add in your own creature NPC somewhere if you wanted. I actually did that once with a mod where I put a Bone Lord in the Mages Guild. And I set him to not be hostile and buy all items just like the Creeper and give him a shit ton of gold. And I, really showing off my maturity here, but I named him Boner Lord. What's the best race to choose in Morrowind? There isn't really a best race. It's whatever suits your playstyle, because each race has their own bonuses in terms of skills and stuff, but they also get their own racial abilities too. Like my character's a Dark Elf, so she has a power to summon a ghost to help her once per day. Now I usually get lost trying to find this place. We don't want to go over there. No. I think it's this way. Yes. All right. So here's another small quest in the game. This woman lost a valuable ring. It fell down into the puddle down there. Now, this is actually a trap. She's a robber, and her friend with the Amulet of Shadows is hiding up here, and they'll both attack you once you grab the ring. So what we're going to do instead is grab a weapon and shank that bitch. And she turns hostile immediately too, clearly. So we'll let the slave here do all the work, naturally. Wait, that's not the ghost spell. Oh shit, they don't have... Oh. My mistake. The Dark Elves don't have a power to summon ghosts, apparently. I must have been mistaking that with the Conjuration giving you one. Oh shit, they killed him! What the fuck? I've never seen that. How did they kill him? Wow. Alright. I guess I'm fucked then.
Soon you'll be reduced to dust. Soon you'll be reduced to dust.
The Morrowind combat experience.
Not long now.
Wow, I chose... Did I choose Shortblade? Ah, I didn't, that's why.
I should have killed you sooner.
Well. So that didn't quite go as planned. What the fuck, Toll? You're supposed to be better than this. Where's Neil Breen in this game? Is he a secret boss or a companion? He should be. Pretty fucking useless, Toll. Do I have restore health? Yes. Oh god. Can you buy slave companions in this game? Yeah, technically there are a couple you can buy, but, I don't think you can really do anything with them. Neil Breen has ascended. You playing with, vanilla or open? Vanilla. Except for one mod, it's, basically vanilla, yeah. Do you think spear and hand-to-hand skills should return? Absolutely, yeah. Neil Breen got a green screen in his new movie. I think he can now be everywhere. Oh, man. Yes, kill her. Yes! Yes! No!
You will suffer greatly.
There we go. The Amulet of Shadows. 80% chameleon for 1 minute. Brain screen.
tidings. The Dunmer wishes to speak?
I suppose I have a moment. Hello, Outlander. I hope you won't take too long.
How do you do?
Your actions.
Bethesda should hire Neil Breen to voice the next protagonist of their game. Yeah, Logan, I hope Wolf's doing well, too. He seems like a good guy, and, yeah, it's sad to hear all the shit he had to deal with.
I can spare a few moments.
Interesting. Go on.
So right now I'm preparing for the next stage in my, my plan here, because
What is it?
there's a couple of vaults in Vivek City with a ton of expensive items that, I'm gonna go ahead and, pull an Ocean's 11 heist on them.
I suppose I have a moment. What is it?
Isn't that immoral? Kick out ML, hire Neil Breen. Could you imagine a fucking Fallout game made by Neil Breen? Who is Neil Breen? He's a guy who makes independent movies, and they're something spectacular. If you want to see who Neil Breen is, go onto YouTube and search, "I cannot believe you killed yourself." No, "I cannot believe you committed suicide." And it'll show you the amazing talent of this actor. Yeah, Wolf. Logan Looker said in a previous comment in chat, "I hope Wolf is doing good." And I was responding to that. Yeah, I hope he's doing well. So 1 enchanted item, and already I don't have enough gold to make the second. And that's why it's important to get all that gold early on. So I have to get more stuff to sell, clearly.
I suppose I have room. What is it? Go ahead, I'm listening.
What happened to Wolf? He stopped. He basically got rid of his online presence. From what I understand, I think the stress of dealing with YouTube and just everything was having an effect on his health. So he stepped back from all that, from what I understand, permanently, and for the sake of his health. And that's the right call to make, honestly. It's his health is more important than doing YouTube shit. So sad to see it. Really, 2 items? Fuck. But yeah, sad to see him go still, but yeah.
How do you do?
I just realized I lost toll again somehow. Oh, right, that's how I lost him. I fucking teleported away and left him in the middle of nowhere.
May I?
How can I help you?
What is this about?
Morrowind theme song's still the best. Yeah, the main theme for Morrowind is so great. Yeah, Red Letter Media and Your Movie Sucks have both covered Neil Breen, and it's It's a bit of a magical journey. That's why I included that clip in my response to Many a True Nerd, because the idea of Neil Breen talking President Eden into killing himself was just too funny. Isn't that immoral? Oh, I suppose you're right. Once you leave here, I'll end the Enclave. Alright, I got the two custom enchanted items I need, and that leaves me with 945 gold out of the over 40,000 I had. You should rest and meditate on what you've learned. Well, there's our first level right there.
Go ahead.
Want to know how much Fallout 4 costs in my country? I'll include base game, Game of the Year, Creation Club credits. Skyrim of Fallout 4 game of... just the base game of Fallout 4. How much is it?
I'm listening.
All right, then.
How can I help you?
I forgot of a way we could get more money. Oh, well, I don't really... Yeah, I'll do it.
What do you want?
So here's another thing about Morrowind. They kind of go... Like, the game can be really hard in some aspects. Like those two characters I tried fighting earlier that killed me. But here's this guy saying, oh hey, I need you to steal an item from the Mages Guild. They're all going to be gone for a while. So that basically gives you free reign to loot the entire place. And, it's truly a wonderful thing. It's the first quest you get from this guy. All you have to deal with is, the guard inside. No, don't heal, you piece of shit. We'll take that. Alright. He immediately assumes that we're just a thief, but my character is a member of the Mages Guild. That makes a lot of sense. But yes, I am a thief. But to steal everything from this place. $130. I can't tell what symbol that is. Same as Fallout 76 on Steam. Fallout 76 costs more for a digital copy for some reason. Wow. AI upscaled gigapixel mod? No, I haven't. I'm not going to be able to carry all those potions. Yeah. But that's what the Ring of Recall is for. Or the Amulet of Recall. Will you defeat Dagothar today? No, there's very little chance I'll even reach Dagothar today. There's other things I have got planned instead for Morrowind.
May your kills be quick and many.
I'm going to be right back.
There it is again. There it is again. Dunmer? There it is again.
I'm back. Sorry about that.
Keep moving.
Favorite unique gun from Fallout? Rat Slayer.
Yes.
Do you have something to say, Outlander?
Go ahead. I'm listening.
Do you want something?
May you find all that you seek. What do you
Do you
think?
want
Boss?
something?
Yeah, it's strange there's no iron sight aiming in Fallout 3. That seems like a really obvious thing to add. Yeah, I did reach the right one. Oh, give me a second. No, I think their vault was on the top floor. Also, I just want to say, I fucking love the design of Vivek City. It's so unique. It's just these giant fucking towering structures in the water. They're all linked to each other. Or was it from the Wasteworks? Trader. Smith. Yeah, it's probably from the top level of the... I think they're called cantons.
How can I be of service to you?
By moving out of my way.
Tidy.
Scout. Flowers of gold.
What is it, citizen? How can I be of service to you?
Treasury. Here we go. Let's hope there's no guards in the cage. There's 2 guards in the cage. Now there's no guards in the... Oh, fuck. I forgot the other... God damn it.
Move along. Go
Part of my plan usually is to have a locking spell so they can't get in once I'm in. But I completely forgot that component this time, so let's see how this goes.
do you have? Why are you here?
Huh. That was a bit more deadly than I anticipated. This is already going pretty badly. Shit. Well, I didn't get all the items I wanted on that run, but next time I'll get the lock spell. And look at that, just from that one part of the heist, 63,000 gold, which more than makes up what I lost getting the enchantments. What's my bounty at? 52. Oh yeah, by the time I'm done with the heists in Vivek, it's going to be just an obscene amount of gold I have. Where do I get a lock spell from, or in Morrowind? That's one of the few things I don't remember about this game. Well, isn't that interesting? Perfect. Thank you, Captain Sarah. Thank you.
Yes?
Thank you, Siphon NL. It's much appreciated.
Citizen.
I am back. Lost something? Nope.
Speak freely, friend.
Not that I'm aware of.
You want something, friend?
Hail and welcome. Do you have any news? I suppose I have a word.
May you find all that you seek.
I suppose I have a... Go ahead, I'm listening.
way too many questions.
By the way, when I do my Morrowind quick start video, I'm going to give a suggestion list of mods that would help new players to get into the game.
May I help?
Have you ever tried out TES3MP? I'm not sure what that is. Also, thank you for the compliments, Lauren and Roki31. It's much appreciated.
Do you have something to say, Outlander?
I'm listening.
Oh, crap. Where's the assassin? What the fuck? What, TFT isn't in this game? The fuck are you doing up here? That doesn't make any sense. Okay. Oh! we got more shit to sell. Multiplayer mod for Morrowind. Oh. No. I've never tried it. Definitely sounds interesting, but I'm not sure who I would really play with.
Go ahead, I'm listening. Hello, Outlander.
Oh, again?
I hope you won't take too much of my time.
Fucker better not be on the roof again.
How do you do?
He just casually walks around the corner.
Do you want something from me?
All right.
I'm listening, please, go ahead.
Travel to Kildare and sell all this shit again. Actually, why the fuck am I traveling there?
There are many creatures beyond the cities.
Have you played Dark Souls? No. I was wanting to get Dark Souls Remastered for the Switch, but I didn't end up getting it yet. And a friend gifted me Dark Souls 3 a few years ago. Yeah, a few years ago. And I wasn't able to get past the first boss. Yeah, I'm not the best with like timing attacks and all that, and I spend a lot of my time playing games. I love playing games, but I am really fucking bad at playing games. Do you have any goal for this Morrowind session? Not in particular. I do want to raid the 3 vaults in Vivek, and besides that, I'm not sure what I'm going to do after that. I might just switch to the next game.
How can I help you?
Favorite Elder Scrolls creature? I'm not sure. I think the scribs are strangely kind of cute, considering they're like these weird bug creatures that screech. If you've never seen a scrib in Morrowind, they're basically this bug that rees at you. Like, it literally rees. Here, let me see if I can do something. Give me a second here. flaps its tail down and it rees. But no, there's a lot of cool creatures in Elder Scrolls. Morrowind is probably the best for that because in the base game, all the creatures are entirely unique. Like Oblivion and Skyrim and even Morrowind's expansion Blood Moon, they have things like wolves and bears. It's like, yeah, okay. They're just regular animals. But Morrowind, you've got Nixhounds, Gwar, a couple creatures whose names I can't pronounce, the Quarma, just all these different, like, they're not monsters, they're natural creatures that are part of the world, but they're so alien that it's, seriously? Fucking seriously? Just fell through the bridge. Alright. What do you think about Rags, friend of Mahler, and what do you think about Mahler himself? They seem like good people. I'm a fan of their content. Yeah, Mahler does great fucking analysis on stuff. His Unbridled Rages are amusing. His regular, like, full-on analysis videos are really well done. And, yeah, same goes for Rags. His Fallout 76 video is great. I didn't have the patience or tolerance to stick with 76 that long to go anywhere near that in depth with it. Yeah, I heard about Cyrodiil supposing that, there was supposed to be a jungle, not a generic fantasy forest land, basically, and it's kind of disappointing they changed that because it would have been interesting to see. And also, what a contrast with, like, Imperial society. Like, there's basically these Roman soldier type characters, and they'd be in, like, a jungle. That would have been cool. But no, it's just like, here's a regular ass forest. It's like, oh, okay. Favorite type of magic? I'm not sure.
What is it, citizen?
There's 3 of them in there. Now there's 1. Now there's 2 of them! This is ridiculous! I probably butchered that line, but whatever.
Go.
No, this is getting out of hand. Fuck. Seriously though, these guys need to fuck off. Yes. No, don't go! God damn it. Okay, maybe I can kill him. Maybe. You gotta love that voice too. I'm so disappointed they changed it in Oblivion and Skyrim, but the Dark Elf voices in this game are great. Like, just that line right there. You cannot escape the righteous! That's so badass. Or, when you pass by them neutrally, sometimes they'll just be like, we're watching you, scum. Oh shit. Also, their armor is worth a shit ton too. And they carry ebony maces, which are worth 12,000 gold alone. Over encumbered. That is the story of Elder Scrolls games right there. Over encumbered. Now this is really strange thing with Morrowind. Most named items are enchanted. Yet here's a random dwarven longsword called Foeburner, and it's just got no enchantment. I don't even know if it has different stats from a regular dwarven claymore or not. Very strange. It's always something I've wondered about. Like, did they forget to put it in, or... Ah, shit. Really? TGM doesn't work on God mode? God damn it. I'm not leaving without that helmet, damn it. Alright, now we got everything in here. Yeah.
There are many creatures beyond the cities.
Alright. Now we're currently at 64,000 gold. Let's see what we get from all this. Oh, you know, just 260,000 gold from raiding that vault. I didn't even get a bounty from killing the guard. Now that's luck.
Is there something I can do for you, Outlander? I'm listening.
So,
You want something from me?
Am I the only person who wishes Mauler would do less EFAP and more Mauler? Probably not, but I enjoy the EFAP streams. They're always fun to listen to, I think.
What do
But I do wish he could do some more of his own videos too. But I mean, that's kind of the thing with doing YouTube videos is, when you do the long videos, it really is far more time consuming than what most people would expect. Like, before I had made my first video for YouTube, I'd seen Mr. Caption's 3-hour video. It's like, okay, well, how long could it actually take to make that? Well, probably a lot longer than I would have estimated back then. Because having done my analysis video, you know, you have to spend all the time writing the scripts, you have to spend all the time gathering footage. Editing itself is a fucking chore and a half, so... I find it a lot more understandable now that it takes people so long to make their videos than I thought before. Serious question. Why did you become so critical of various media? How was the process to become... What did you become today? Was it by some book, movie, or game? It's honestly a mix of things. While I was growing up, you know, I'd see movies and stuff with my dad. I'd see TV shows. And oftentimes he would point out just small logical things to me. Like, how'd this character know that information? Or why does this happen? Or whatever. And he was doing that to try and make me think about stuff like that more. And see the logic in how things work or don't work. And some of it definitely stuck when I was younger because I did find myself noticing and pointing out similar things. But even so, I wasn't overly critical of stuff even through high school. I loved Fallout 3 at the time. But even so, I still had a number of criticisms about these games. Like, it bugged me so fucking much in Oblivion that Kvatch just burns forever. Even in like constant rain, it's just burning forever and never changes. They don't do anything with it. And only sometime after playing Skyrim, which I had a lot of issues with, but it was after that I finally started becoming more critical and looking at these things more in depth, and I was doing that for years before I even started doing YouTube stuff. But I also listened to a lot of critical videos too, and I felt that helped me learn things about not just criticizing, but also creating my own stories. Like, back in high school, you know, in English class you have to write a short story. And I just threw something together back then, and looking back on it, it's embarrassingly awful. But because I've learned so much through watching critical analysis, it's like... sorry. Like, obviously I'm not a master of writing, but I feel like I've learned enough to avoid a lot of writing pitfalls like plot holes or contrivances and stuff. And obviously, you know, it's something that anyone can fall victim to. Like, I'm not saying I'm immune from making mistakes in writing. It's just, I think you kind of have a better eye for it when you listen to a lot of critical content. At least that's how I feel. But yeah, it's just, I'm not even sure how the process occurred for that to happen either, becoming more critical of stuff, because it's easy to look at the surface level aspects of stuff like Skyrim and Fallout 4, but you have to really dig into like how everything ties together. One of the big things, or a good example, is Kellogg being a cyborg. Because that explains why he's still the same age after 60 years when Sean is an old man. It's like, okay, you can bullshit a reason for him not aging at all. But what's that reason? Oh, he's a cyborg, even though he doesn't show it physically at all. Okay, that's a little bit contrived. So where are all the other cyborgs? Well, there aren't any because Sean shut the program down. Well, that doesn't make any sense because the program was running when Sean was still a baby. Because my evidence for that is Kellogg hasn't aged at all since the kidnapping. So that to me implies the program, the cybernetics program, was running when Sean was a baby. So even if we were to assume, and I say this in my analysis video, even if we were to assume Sean became the unquestioned leader of the Institute who could put his foot down on any subject he wants without resistance, if he had shut down the cybernetics program immediately, that still doesn't change the fact that there's nearly 2 full decades of people being able to use or gain the cybernetics, and they just didn't for no reason. It doesn't make logical sense that they would have this miracle technology and only use it on one person. And Sean shutting down the program isn't an excuse because that's something that would have been out of his control for a long time. I have a question. Is it Interplay Entertainment fault for selling the Fallout franchise? That's debatable. I believe they sold it because they were going bankrupt and didn't have much choice. But they also made some design decisions upon the developers of Van Buren that caused it to not get finished in time. At least that's my understanding of it. I could be wrong there. Editing is the worst. Yeah, it's definitely a pain. Yeah, I feel ya. I guess I just want more Mauler and Rags. LOL. Rags barely uploads now. Mauler definitely seems busier. Yeah, that's the thing. Life certainly gets busy for people. I definitely want to see more solo content from them, but that's kind of whatever happens, I guess. Did you play Fable 1 to 3? I've played Fable 2, and I remember enjoying that game, but I remember hating the ending. And that's pretty much the extent of it. The BS with Kellogg always referring to old men, even when kidnapping Sean. Yeah, that's a big one. Like, it's entirely possible that someone could use the same nickname for two people, but it just feels so contrived in that situation because it's like, oh, the old man wants Sean kidnapped, and oh, the old man, who is Sean, is doing this, that, these, and those. It's understandable to try and misdirect the audience, but there's actually another contradiction with that sequence, is that the fact that the leader of the Institute, 2 years after Sean is kidnapped, is a woman. Now, did she come into that position of power after he was kidnapped, or was she the leader of the Institute at the time of the kidnapping? Bethesda just doesn't seem to think things out. And that's one of my issues with them. Kellogg was the only character I remember from this game because of his gun. Why would Kellogg even call Sean an old man when Kellogg is like 4 times his age? Yeah, I know, that's a weird one too. It's like, okay, old man. And Sean's just like, you're fucking 80 years older than me or whatever. Sean dying of cancer when they could have hooked him up to a Mr. House machine. Yeah, that feels extremely contrived too. It's like, oh, by the way, I'm dying. You're the leader of the Institute. Like, what? Like, you don't even find out he's dying of cancer unless you take a specific dialogue branch. It just remains a mystery disease for the rest of the game if you don't take that specific dialogue branch. And even then, it's only the first section of the same block of dialogue that the other choices give. Yeah. Sealed your fate, I don't care. Is Kellogg... no. No, he's just a mercenary that, works for the Institute. Yeah, that Fable 2 ending was cringe. I think it's when I first became a game critic, or critically thinking about games myself. I don't fully remember how Fable 2 ended, but wasn't the, like, main villain of the game doing, like, a villain speech? And then one of the other characters just shoots and kills him? Like, I understand what they were trying to do. Yeah, villain speeches are dumb. But it's like, okay, but... I don't know. I don't remember enough of Fable 2 to properly comment on it. So, yeah. And yeah, back to the whole becoming a critic thing. I think it's Skyrim that really made me become critical of things. Because I had a lot of issues with that game. And that's when I made the realization that Bethesda was dumbing things down. Skyrim was worse than Fallout 3. Fallout 3 was worse than Oblivion. Oblivion was worse than Morrowind. Not to say Oblivion was bad, it's an entirely fine game. But the problem is, it's just so much more simplified from Morrowind that I can't help but feel like it's a downgrade, even though they have better AI and better graphics. What do you think about Tim Kaine? I don't have any specific particular opinions about him. I think he's a talented game developer, judging from Fallout and South Park Stick of Truth. Bethesda just has no regard for lore and Fallout. Yeah, they don't care. Like, it's sad to see, like, they claim to be fans of Fallout, but it's like they just don't give a fuck about the lore at all, which is sad. Jesus.
No.
Fuck, leave the room. I could kill one of them. I don't think I could kill two of them yet. Really? You one-shot the villain, built up all game after he killed your sibling. Yeah. Yeah, that's ringing a bell. A very loud and obnoxious, unpleasant bell.
May our lords be massive. Let me lead you.
Would you rather Bethesda release another Oblivion or another Fallout 4? I still think Oblivion is a good game despite its flaws. It has some decent quests, it has some interesting areas to explore. There's a lot of things I find quite annoying about Oblivion, but I would take 1,000 Oblivions any day over one Fallout 4. Why is the photo of your channel an owl, and what does it represent? I like owls, and owls are badass. That's that's all there is to it. I needed an icon, a unique icon for the channel. I was like, well, I'll use an owl because they're fucking cool. Alright, that's the second vault down. Is it true that Obsidian got denied bonus from Bethesda over Note Vegas Metacritic score? Yeah. Yeah, it is. They were short by 1 point on Metacritic and didn't get a bonus. But Fallout in Canada would be a really cool idea. I talked with that about a friend, I talked with a friend about that. Fucking tripping over my own tongue here. A while back, a couple months ago. And, we both think it's a good idea. Like, I think you could probably set a Fallout game basically anywhere in Canada. But the friend I was talking to, his idea would be that it would be on the border of the US and Canada for a Fallout game. And, you know, play with the aspects of both sides. And I think that would be really cool to delve into. I like owls. Owls are badass. They're fucking cool. Creetosis 2020. Should I put that in my intro screen? And there's another 200,000 gold. You could set a Fallout game in pre-war Detroit. Why bother? You guys ever see the Futurama episode where Fry finds his old house from 1,000 years ago in the sewers? And he's like, oh, it's just the way I remembered it. And it literally flashes back 1,000 years and the house looks exactly the same. Is Dead Money even a bad DLC? Dead Money isn't bad, it's just, there's a lot of things to... There's sort of mechanics involved that make it hard for people to get through.
Go ahead. I'm listening.
Do you need something?
Your actions precede. Your turn to talk. Yes, what do you want? Good hunting. Today's your lucky day. So let's hear it.
How may I help you?
Have you ever played RTS game before, like Command & Conquer? I haven't played Command & Conquer, but I have played Warcraft 2 and 3, and they're some of my favorite games. Oh god. This is a problem with mass training skills like that. Your character blinks for several minutes afterwards. I think the She were only briefly mentioned in Fallout 4. Was anything interesting in Fallout 4? No. I mentioned earlier that there's a lot of potential in Fallout 4, but they don't do anything with it, unfortunately.
What's this about?
Yeah, I don't get Bethesda's decision to name him Kellogg of all things. Like, that's just, you know, people are gonna call him, like, Kellogg's Cornflakes and stuff. Like, why would you pick that name?
What is it, citizen? Citizen. What is it, citizen? Move along.
Alright, so is that the Fallout 2 part? Let me ask you, is your player having a son in itself bad? Could it be done well in an RPG? I think most ideas can be done well. So I'm not going to say outright that your character having a son in Fallout 4 is bad. But part of the thing, too, is that it's limiting in how much you can do with your character. By the very fact that your character has a son in Fallout 4, that adds a level of personality to your character and motivation for them to want to do something. Take New Vegas, for example. Your character is an entirely blank slate. So, give me a second. I'll be right back. I'm back. Sorry about that. There's a knock at the door. Anyways, yeah, by the fact that your character in Fallout 4 has a son, that kind of puts motivation on them to go find him. In Fallout New Vegas, it's entirely up to you, the player, to decide if you want to go after the platinum chip or not, because you can absolutely totally ignore it, because it makes total sense to not want to go after someone that shot you in the head. But, yeah. I don't know what else I could say on that. Perfect. Yeah, I think that would create a lot more character development versus. What should Fallout 3's intro have been like? Well, that's the thing is, basically the entirety of Fallout 3 needs to be changed. So, it's not just a matter of changing its opening; it's changing the entire game itself. Am I tone deaf for thinking Benny's voice actor did a good job? I don't believe so. Imagine the game changing depending on if you gave a fuck about your son or not. Yeah. Yeah, see, that's the thing, is the game would be giving feedback for your choices and how to play the game. That would be amazing, and I know a lot of people would like that, but for whatever reason, Bethesda doesn't want to do that anymore. And here's another faux burner. there's another 300,000 gold. So in just about 2 hours of playing Morrowind, I have 815,000 gold. So it just goes to... Oh, there's still more items to sell. It just goes to show that... Oop, can't sell my gold. But yeah, it's definitely a way, like a boost to anyone starting the game for the first time. Like, money literally isn't even an issue now for most players. You're never going to spend that much money. Yes, fight very well. You better if you want to live.
I have no more quarrel with you.
Get back here, you fucking son of a bitch. There we go. And there's another 20,000 gold. I'll take that. Yeah. As far as I know, the Creeper's the only, friendly scamp in the, game. Like you say, besides the Ever Scamps, but that's Oblivion. I'll go ahead and sell that. Yeah, isn't that funny? Fight well! And then he just runs away. He probably ran away because my character is invisible, but... Yeah.
I'm listening, please. Go ahead.
Is there something...
Where would you like to go? What do you think of our city, Outlander?
Is there something I can do for you?
This is too easy.
This is too easy. Immediately runs away.
I will bathe in your blood. Well, you've won this round.
Do you have any criticism towards Fallout New Vegas? Yeah, there's definitely criticism to be had for New Vegas. Similar to Starbound earlier, it's kind of not something I'm quite prepared to discuss right now. But I do plan on doing an analysis video of New Vegas one day. But I think it's definitely important to mention that many of the issues New Vegas has is due to their short development time. And maybe there are some actual design issues. I'll have to see more clearly when I go through it in detail. But the difference between criticizing Bethesda and Obsidian with these games is Bethesda doesn't... I lost the word on the tip of my tongue. Bethesda doesn't understand the core fundamentals of Fallout, which is a large part of the problem with them. What do you think about games becoming more and more political these days? I think some games might be becoming more political, but it's something I generally try to avoid. I don't want to get too deep into any political discussion, but I do know there's some developers who specifically try to be political, and it's just kind of like, okay. If anything, it makes me want to get a game less if they're injecting real-world politics and stuff into it. I don't sit down to play a game to be preached to about real-world issues.
Is there something I can do for you?
Last boat to Salzheim. Until the next one.
Well, again, it depends what kind of politics. New Vegas has its own politics between the different factions, but that's a vast difference between real-world politics, obviously. Yeah, what Siphon just said, basically. Nah, I don't want to do Solstheim quite yet. In fact, I might switch it to the next game. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do.